One of the most important new models of Nolan Group for 2019 is the N70-2 family, which has two members. One of them is for everyday using and the other one is especially for touring enduro owners with this shield, and we are going to check out this version, the X. The helmet, just as the previous N40 full and N44 models, is very well variable. Let's check out the possibilities. The visor itself is pretty big, and in the downer part it can be fixed with a small plastic piece, and when you lift it up just this amount, there is immediately some air going inside, and you can lift it up in several positions. And when you lifted it up fully, then on the side you have a small keeper where you can pull it down, and of course it has the pin lock inside, so the fog is not going to frighten you.
The first thing what we can realize in the N70-2X is that the visibility outside from the helmet is really huge. It's wide also, and it's so deep that you can see the whole dashboard and everything very clear. And because of the pin lock inside the visor, there is no fog inside the helmet at all. I removed the upper part of my Kappa Airstream windshield from the F800 GS, so the wind noise is going to be pretty high, and of course I'm going to test it in standing position as well, as if it would be a naked bike.
If we check the line of the helmet, we see that the chin guard, which is removable, is already so much designed that it's really a totally integrated part of the whole helmet. You can see only from this small line that this is removable, and of course from these two gray buttons on the top. As the whole helmet is really designed to wear with the chin guard, it has a pretty big air intake in the front of it. We will check how efficient this is, and the removal is really easy. Just push the two buttons and pull it out. Against the small bugs and the inserts, you have this on the down of it, and if you use the helmet without the chin guard, then you can easily put a piece of plastic which is in the box into its original place, and then the dust and all other things are not going to go inside here.
Also, for the first impressions, I can find, let's say, two negative things. One of them is that the chin guard is still a little bit too close to my face, so related to a real off-road helmet I can still push my chin into it. And the other thing is that this micro lock closing down is pushing my neck, as all the others I have already tested in my life. This last thing is not happening with me only if I use helmets with double V closing. Let's start to check out the ventilation of the helmet. If I now it is totally closed, if I lift up the visor and close it to the not fixed downer position, then I can feel that there is some air coming in. It is not too much. I suggest that this will be enough only against, let's say, that the fog should go to your normal goggles or glasses, and other big ventilation is not starting from this.
The shield of the helmet is pretty big, and the position of it can be changed pretty easily because there is a screw on the top of the helmet, and if you release it a little bit, then you can move the whole shield in a pretty big area. It depends how much do you want to protect your eyes with this one against the sun. If you want to remove, you have to take out this screw, but if you want to remove or just remove the visor of the helmet, then the sides are not made with screws, only with these quick closers, and this is really easy to open them, and they are not falling out when you remove them.
Another important thing, I'm just riding now more or less facing the sun, and the shield of the X version is, I feel that it's pretty efficient because it's keeping down the sun, I think, more or less enough, although now I'm not using the inside sunglass.
The X version of the N70-2 Nolan is really designed for off-road use as well, and if you use longer term off-road conditions, then you have to be able to remove the visor and it's really a very easy and only a few movement thing. You just release the two sides of the shield and pull one button and the visor is already out of its position. On the other side we do the same and it's taken down so easy. And after you took it out, and if you want to use the helmet for longer terms in off-road conditions, then to protect it against the dust, also inside the box you have two small plastics which are totally closing down the mechanical part, and afterwards you put back the visor. It's immediately a full usable off-road helmet. I have already been using an N40 full Nolan for 3 years, and one of the problems of that helmet was that it was not possible to wear it with real off-road goggles, so I was wanted to try this new X version very much, if it is possible or not. I cannot use my normal goggles, but if I put it on, well, the situation is that it's absolutely fitting well, because if I push it up, then it's totally on my face and I can take air through my nose really easily and clear, so it is not pushing my nose as with the N40 full it did. It's really absolutely perfect, and maybe the goggles is also protecting the inside sun visor against the dust when you are riding off-road. I already started to speak about the ventilation of the helmet in relation with the chin guard, but let's speak about the top ones also, because we have three possibilities to let the air inside. In the middle we have one bigger button which we can really easily reach, even in gloves, I think so at least, through the shield, and it can be opened in two positions, so it has a totally closed, the half opened and the full open position. And we have two other intakes in the sides, and we can open them with one movement separatedly, and they have only a closed and an opened position. And if we check the rear section of the helmet, we can see that there are also three outgoing possibilities where the vacuum behind the helmet is pulling out the warm air.
Let's start to check out the other ventilations. I open the chin guard's ventilation and I stand up for a moment to feel the real difference. Yeah, it's absolutely clearly feelable that the speed is only 60-70 kilometers per hour, but the air is going on my face if this downer one is open. And let's check out the top ventilation of the helmet. I open first the middle one to the first step only. I can feel it only a little on the top of my head. Standing position is just the same, so there is more air, but not too much more. And I put it to the second step, the totally open. The difference is really huge now. I can clearly feel the air on the top of my head. When standing up, it's even higher. So I have to say I had a Nolan N40 full for several years, as I have maybe already mentioned. This has a much better ventilation than that had, and I tried to open the two side ventilations. The difference, I standing up for a moment, the difference is also absolutely clear, because the area where I can feel the cold now is not only in the middle, but it's much wider. So all in all, I would say that this ventilation, what this N70-2X has, is a really good and well working system.
Let's speak a few words about the inside of the helmet. It's a totally removable and washable lining, and it's the same high quality materials and design as all the other Nolan helmets nowadays. And as you can see, for example, here it's also perforated, so the air is going to go inside the EPS from here too, and there are lots of ventilation holes in the EPS. And of course you can with these small rubbers you can make the whole collar more thick or fitting to your neck. So if you don't have a thick neck, then you can pull it closer, and then the air noise, the wind noise, is going to be lower inside the helmet. As I have already mentioned, we also have an inside sunglass which I can open in 4 different movements from the or positions from the left side, and this is the downest one, and with pushing one button it's always going up. So down I can position where just I want against the sunshine, as it is perfect for that moment, and opening is always one movement.
And let's check out the inside sunglass, which can be moved down in 4 different steps. This is the downest one. The tone of it is really nice, it's a nice gray color, and it's going really deep down, so I can see in this totally straight sitting position I can see only the dashboard, so it's absolutely good enough even for my face. Usually for me the sunglasses are not deep enough, this one is.
Closing down the static demonstration about the helmet, we have to speak a few words about the communication system, because the N70-2X and GT versions are of course equipable with the Nolan N70 systems. From the outside there is going to be only this small button. If it is built in, for example, you can put, this is the top N70 system now, the B901L version, which is really hard connection with the Senna. And if you put this one in, for example, then in the rear section of the helmet, in the ASS, you can see you will have a brake light which is working on gyroscopic basis, and it's increasing your safety too.
So all in all, this new Nolan N70-2X is, I think, a really good possibility, because it's in the mid price category, and it knows, I really feel, everything that a normal touring enduro rider needs nowadays. Good on asphalt, good on off-road, absolutely well usable, and reliable for its price.
If you like the review, please push a thumb up. If you donate us, you can find the link below the video. Then we send you all of our films before their publicity, and thank it very much. And please subscribe for the channel and watch our previous works as well.